Yeah, we've been working on legislation modeled after similar legislation that's currently under review in places like Minneapolis and LA in order to genuinely move forward actual police reform and accountability. The demands, yeah, and that also equal the demands that are specific for Seattle. Um, one of the documents that one of the bills that we're looking towards is HR 1720, which is being passed through. I believe it's nationally right now. Uh, yeah. But beyond that, we are trying to, as a long-term solution, we're also understanding that more short-term demands can be met now, such as the 73 officers that are currently employed by the SPD that have multiple charges against them terminated. As an act of good faith, show us, the city of Seattle, that you also stand with the people and stand against poor police actions, like negative police officers. We all stand against bad cops, you know? Yeah, also defunding the SPD and putting those fundings towards the places in the city that need it most, that have been taken advantage, which would be South Side and CD. These are black communities that have been abused and neglected for so long by the city that as a city we want to reallocate those funds that way. These things are unique to Seattle and we'd like to push forward, but again, for longer term solutions, we are looking for a much more legislative path forward.
And my thing is, Mayor Jenny, few cities have started this process, so what are you going to do? I think it is your time to get the ball moving here in Seattle. Absolutely.
Does the stuff you guys are doing out here, does that tie in with the legislative work you guys are doing at the same time?
Yeah.
Is this kind of like a visible symbol of
Exactly.
kind of the undercurrent, or can you talk about that a little bit? Or?
Yeah, it is. I'll let David continue to talk about that legislation. That's his part of the area. I'm more on things that's here, so he's going to...
Do you want to talk about this part of it? Because this morning, you had bulldozers show
Right.
up here. Talk
And
about
again, that's crazy. That just shows you that no one's here negotiating at the table. Whoever the city's talking to, they're not talking to the right people, and that's the miscommunication. We want the city to know who they need to talk to, and that's why we're doing these interviews. That's why we're here every time they show up, so they can see the faces of the collective voices here of CHOP. And it's very important. If you guys want to sit down and have a talk, let's do that, because we've been here for 3 weeks and we need to get the ball moving. We really do. And all this confusion that's taking place, it needs to get dropped dead in the sky. Literally.
We saw the bulldozers and the trucks leave. What is going on?
Yeah, in reality,
Are they giving you guys, they're not going to make...
They're not moving any barriers until we're able to confer with everyone here.
Right.
We recognize that it's not just, even the faces that you see on the camera so often, it's not just us that are representing all the people who are the bodies here now and will be here until the demands are met. It takes time to communicate with everybody. The city has agreed to allowing us 72 hours to negotiate where these barriers will be moved, but we have heard them in recognizing that some of the establishments are wanting more through traffic. We get it. We want to work with the city, but we also require that our demands are met. And these demands are not only reasonable, but also things that protect every Seattleite. Things like taking away or repealing qualified immunity. If an officer came into your home and assassinated one of your children, would you not want them to be prosecuted to the fullest as an individual? I think this is something that all of us can agree on. And that's why we're putting our bodies on the line on a daily basis, getting very little sleep. I mean, brother, like how many hours of sleep did you get? 20 minutes?
Yeah, that's it. Something is always occurring every 15 minutes. But I know the city's main issue was the barriers that are up on 13th right now. That's what our main focus. We did negotiate with them. We are going to allow them to move the barriers that are on 13th, so that way we can continue. We can get this rollback opened up.
Those moved sooner than 72 hours?
Yes, those ones are going to get moved today.
Nothing is until we confer with everybody.
No, the barriers on 13th are going to be moved today. Then the conversation on the rest of these barriers are going to happen after 72 hours. Their main focus, the barriers are shut down on 13th. We're moving those right now. We already spoke with Stephanie and the city. We're allowing them to move those on 13th.
I think what every step we want to communicate, we are working with Seattle against SPD. We all recognize that the atrocities that have been happening are wrong, and we're grateful that they did come out and we're willing to negotiate. We are willing to negotiate as well, but these demands must be met. We will not be moving until these demands are met for the betterment of all of us.
The mayor said on Monday something like, it's time for people to go home. And then we've heard this narrative that, the people out here aren't part of the Black Lives Matter. I'm sure you've heard.
Yeah, we are not associated with Black Lives Matter nor any association. We are independent Seattleites against police brutality.
Exactly. And the mayor shouldn't want us to go home. You know, we're out here practicing our constitutional right. And again, I can understand the optics of it, the violence that occurred. But again, that had nothing to do with CHOP. That occurred outside our boundaries. And it's a sad thing to say. And not only that, but violence occurs if we're not going to be here or if we are here. You know what I'm saying? You can look at the crime stats. Though the stats are the same. You know, so we're going to continue to be here. And we're not going, like my brother David said, until our demands are met.
What do you know about what's happening in the park later? We heard that the
So
city
at-
is bringing in services.
Yeah, so-
is that in an effort to move people out?
It is not an effort to move people out. So as we established this space, one thing that organically grew was our homeless population. As everyone knows in Seattle, our homeless population is very, very significant and a large portion of our city. Once word got out that we had this system here that provided free food and free everything, all free resources, a lot of homeless people congregated in this park. At that point, we at CHOP were faced with a decision and a dilemma what to do with these people. We chose to support them and integrate them into our community. We provide aid, we provide medical aid through our volunteers. We also provide counseling and just the ability to be part of a community for some of these people for the first time. That said, we also understand that some of these people do need some sort of psychological and medical services beyond what we can provide. The city is working with us to provide those resources. At noon, social services will come through to offer services to anyone who wants them, but by no means are they removing anybody, and that's non-negotiable.
And they've been here throughout the weeks, passing out their resources, flyers. I got connected with them yesterday. They hooked me up with an Orca card. They hooked up someone that was in CHOP with a tiny home. So things are moving, you know, and it's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking at it as a downfall. I'm looking at it as something to help people move forward positively.